solve matters concretely, and after rook b1, rook e8, rook b6, rook e4, rook takes c6, I thought d4 was the cleanest way to draw because I exchange pawns and win the queenside pawns, and worst comes to us, I'll just have to draw a 3 versus 2 ending. So this was the critical line I was seeing, but he played king f1, which I didn't expect again. Then I realized his idea was to play knight c2 and knight d4, which is quite dangerous if I don't deal with it. So if I play something like one or the other rook to b8, he goes knight c2 and knight d4.
So what's the idea of king f1? How does it prepare the...
Yeah, let's say I go something like rook f8. I think this was his idea. Now e2 is defended by the king, so he just goes knight d4. And now I'm maybe even close to lost if I don't have anything, because he just wins c6 and the whole house falls, basically. That's why after king f1 I played rook fd8 because now he doesn't have knight d4. And I think maybe he underestimated this idea and only considered rook b8, because now I knew I had to be fine, because like, okay, something like king f1 would make me have a losing position or something. So he played king e1 to try and control some squares, but after rook b8, yeah. Here,
you feel like you're taking over?
Yeah, but I think it's still within drawing margins. And okay, e3 with b3. This was all okay, I think bishop f1. And now again it's very tricky because let's say I try to take on c3, I don't think this is good. What did I see here? I think you can just take on c4 like this if I'm not mistaken. And okay, maybe this is also fine, but I'm suddenly losing all these pawns, which is totally unnecessary. And after some thinking, I realized that taking on c3 only helps him because now the c file is open and he can defend c5 more accurately. So I realized that I should just forget about c3 and go for c5, because now his rook is still very passive on c1 doing nothing. And okay, he took on c4 of course. I mean, even if he took like this, I would trade, get the knight and go with b2, which kind of transposes to the game. After bishop takes c4, of course I have to take on a3 because I should not allow him to keep the knights, otherwise he'll start attacking my pawn. So I had to give him the bishop because the bishop is quite passive. And here I decided to keep rooks because yeah, it's kind of concrete, but I guess rook into a1 is also fine. Rook b3, yeah, b1, bishop c4, rook b2. And here I was calculating some long lines, but I noticed he started taking a lot of time and he was not sure as to how to defend. But I think I found like a defensive resource from like after this. I think here he collapsed by playing bishop e2. It was already not good at all. But I think key idea is to play something like rook d1. And if I go knight e4 to attack pawns, he goes bishop b5, which for some reason, I don't know, it's working. I couldn't find it.
Wow, and the pawn is unstoppable.
Yeah, no, here I think I'm losing even. I can't stop it. I can try to do this, but at least he has decent queens. Yeah, so I can't do this one. And after
very nice one.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised that bishop b5 actually works. I didn't expect this. After rook c2, I started looking at some lines with rook d4. Then I realized he has bishop b5 anyways. It's crazy, but it works. And okay, maybe I can just equalize and draw the game, but yeah, bishop b5 after cb5, ab5, rook c3, b6. We don't see a way because he just pushes forward and something like this maybe. Oh, first.
Those pawns are very powerful, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, moment they get to this position, it's over basically. He takes on d5 and pushes. So yeah, this bishop b5 was quite annoying, and I thought I would just have to go for a draw.
What went through your mind when you saw bishop e2 instead?
I was not sure because I maybe found another defense, but I couldn't see it. So, and I just play knight e4 very fast because I have no option. Then he goes bishop f3, and here I realized that this cannot work. I mean, it's just too slow, and I take on f2. And then I realized this was his attempt of defending, but it just can't work because here I was not sure whether I could take the rook because he's trying to create some tricks and queen the pawn. And I was considering just playing rook takes h2 and taking on c5, playing it safe. But after rook b5, again I have to deal with some unnecessary counterplay, although it should be winning as well technically. But then I just calculated this out and realized that he has no tricks and it's just over basically. Yeah, I mean, nothing much to say. My rook just like something like this, for example, I just kept rook in time.
You get behind stopping the pawn.
Yeah.
What were your emotions in the final part of the game when you realized, because I'm sure you know with time ticking 3 rounds to go, all the players who haven't won a game yet, I'm sure it's on their mind, like I would like to win a game. So what were you feeling when you knew
Yeah, I was just relieved mainly that I finally managed to play a decent game and win against someone who's playing reasonably well in the tournament. And but before the game, I didn't have. I mean, I didn't do anything special. I just tried to do the same and play with a decent mindset and try to forget about how badly the tournament was going.
Well, maybe yesterday you did something different, right? I arrived at the hotel just as you were leaving to go and play paddle with some other players.
Yes.
Do you feel that helped, your spirits a bit to get out and do some sports?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the last year when I was here, I did nothing on the rest days, and it didn't feel so good. So, yeah, this time it was pickleball actually, and I played with a couple of friends and 2 players as well from the tournament. It was quite nice, and I mean, we got to see maybe a bit of Amsterdam, I guess. But yeah, it was just mainly doing something other than preparing and sitting in the room.
Well, all worked out perfectly. Leon, congratulations once again on a great win. Thank you for your time and best of luck for this.